One of the biggest lessons that we are all here to learn is how to be in relationship with each other without giving our power away to them, without putting them up on a pedestal, without the illusion of hierarchy. We just love them as our equal. We love other people in the same way that we love ourselves. And I had this huge epiphany around all of this morning. And I was shown how all of the relationships that I've ever had in my life, from the ones that deeply traumatized me to the friendship, like the really healthy ones, like the friendships that I have now, that are healthy, that are mature, that where there's clear communication, there's vulnerability, there's understanding, there's mutual reciprocity and respect and love for each other. And so, what I was shown is the relationship that really traumatized me and that were really painful, that caused me a lot of hurt and a lot of pain and suffering, are the ones that I gave the most of my power away. So you can say the extent to which you will experience pain and hurt in a relationship is the extent to which you give your power away to that situation. And I could see so clearly as I reflected, almost like a screen, I was seeing, and how I saw the transformation, I saw the evolution, and how in the beginning here, I was completely disempowered. I was giving all of my power away to this person. I was putting them up on such a high pedestal, and because of that, I suffered a lot. It brought me a tremendous amount of suffering and trauma and pain because it had to show me, it had to reflect back to me that this empowerment, that the weak, not weakness, but the lack of claiming my power internally. And I saw the progression. So after that relationship or dynamic, I became a little bit more empowered and I attracted something that was a bit more healthier. And I suffered a little less. I received a little less pain because I was more in my power. And then that heartbreak happened again. That trauma happened again. I reclaimed more of my power. I went through the process. I felt the pain. I cried. I released all of that from my body. And then I attracted a relationship that was more healthy. But I still wasn't fully embodying my power yet. And so even though I was more empowered, I was aware, I learned the lesson from the previous relationship. That dynamic still had to play off to an extent. So even in this new relationship, then I was still hurt, but I didn't suffer as much as before because I was more in my power. And now that I'm finally accepting and claiming who I am, I have really healthy friendships. I can honestly say it. And so that has been a big lesson for me, and it's a big lesson for all of us. And I want you to understand when I say being in my power, what I mean by that is I accept who I am. I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm not people pleasing. I'm being very honest about who I am. I am communicating very clearly and vulnerably about how I feel, about what I need, about what I want. I'm treating people with respect, with kindness, with love, just as I would do myself. And there is, and also a big part of power is not needing things from other people. It's the recognition and understanding that I am whole within myself. Everything that I need is inside of me. And that really deepened and landed for me when I deepened my connection with God, or you can call it the universe. For me, I was never a religious person, and something happened to me in December where this relationship with God has been cultivated that's just that has just shifted everything in terms of me being empowered, me not needing anything from this world anymore. And so you can say that the love that we seek from other people, the neediness, everything that we crave to receive from others, the actual truth underlying that is that connection that we crave is actually our own connection to God, our connection to our true self, our connection to divinity, the remembrance of who we are as a soul, which is linked and connected to the remembrance that of God, and that we are embodiments of that God, that divinity. And so that is just the huge epiphany that I had, and I know that it's going to help you. And it's a really big lesson, really big, painful lessons that I've had to learn. And so my ending closing message is be empowered in the relationships that you have right now. Pay attention, be aware, observe, be aware of the patterns. I'm sure you'll be able to see it really clearly, the same patterns in every relationship, friendship, where you give all of yourself, all of your power away to these people. And that's why we keep suffering, we keep having painful experiences. And none of it is wrong, none of it is bad, it's all an experience. We have to have these experiences to see clearly where we have been giving our power away. And as we see it, as we have that experience, we become aware and we're like, oh, okay, that I was giving my power away there. That's not working. I'm going to be more empowered now. And so extend a lot of grace to yourself, but be willing to look at these patterns, be willing to examine the loops that you have been playing in your relationships and your friendships, and take your power back bit by bit by bit. Commit to being more honest and vulnerable and communicative in your relationships, more authentic, more real, more raw. And that is how you're going to but you're going, healthy, mature relationships are going to be reflected back to you, because that is what you're choosing when you claim your power, when you choose to remain in your power. You choosing to be your most empowered self in every relationship is what is going to, as a byproduct, break the cycles of the past. That's the key. Your empowerment is the key to breaking the cycles of the toxic relationships that you have been experiencing in your past. So take your power back.